Pete Marr here for B-Sides. I'm at Outside Lands 2024, and I am so stoked to have one of the performers join us, a local act who goes by the name of Wisp. Hello.
Hi,
Thank you
nice
for
to
being
meet
here.
you. Thank you for having me.
I am so stoked for you. I'm so stoked to meet you. Congratulations on playing Outside Lands.
Thank you.
How does it feel to be playing at the festival, to be invited, and all the things?
It's really special for me because I grew up in SF, and I mean, I never really grew up going to Outside Lands, but I did go last year, so that shift from, you know, being a concert enjoyer and a festival goer to actually playing the festival is crazy. It's surreal.
Who
yeah.
did you see at the festival, and what was that person that you
last
saw
year.
that you like, oh, I had to go see?
Right. Last year I saw Cigarettes After Sex, and I'm a big fan of them, and it was like mind-blowing. It was crazy. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
With the music that you make,
Right,
and Cigarettes After
yeah.
Sex being a little more on the darker side.
Yeah,
and
the
low-key.
gloominess.
Yeah. What did you think of the festival?
I loved it so much, and I'm loving it this year too. It's been great. I love the vibes. I love how foggy it is.
Yeah.
I feel like it matches my music very well too.
Very much so.
Yeah.
You're originally from San Francisco.
Right.
What part?
Sunset District.
Oh, so you're used to this.
Yeah, I'm used to this all the time. I live near the beach, so it's always foggy.
So you've been to Golden Gate Park many a time.
Yeah, many times.
Has any song been inspired by your time hanging out here?
I feel like subconsciously it has been inspiring all of my music in general, just because growing up in an environment like SF, it really impacts, you know, like how I think and like how I kind of make my soundscape match my visuals and what goes through my head when I'm listening to my own music. And I compare it with this, like the fog.
Right, right. And not only that, you're playing on the same day that Slow Dive is playing.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see them.
Have you ever seen them before?
No, never. So this is going to be a first.
Got to be a dream.
I know.
Did you bring your parents out to this?
I did. They're here today.
What
yeah.
did they think?
They think it's great. Yeah, they've been my #1 supporter since the very start. So I'm really happy they get to watch me perform, and I get to take them to their first festival. Yeah.
It's a total new world for them, right?
Yeah, it is.
What did any of the music they listened to playing in the house?
Not really.
Any of this?
To be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like I kind of found my own music taste on my own.
What did they play around the house?
My dad is obsessed with the Gorillas. It's like,
oh, all right.
The Gorillas are his favorite band ever. And my mom, she'll listen to a lot of like Korean indie music. She'll listen to, I don't know, just a lot of stuff. But she does love Cigarettes After Sex too. She loves Leve. I took her to see Leve in LA recently. Yeah.
Wow. So that kind of set the foundation for the shoegaze stuff.
Yeah.
And so now they're not too surprised.
Right. They didn't really understand like what shoegaze was in the beginning, but
Yeah.
the more I started making music, the more they understood. And, you know,
Yeah.
they like to do their research and stuff. So
For a young artist that kind of got exposure from going viral or whatever you want to call it,
yeah.
to play a festival, that's got to be like a very steep curve. What was the process in terms of preparing for playing a local festival like this? I'm sure you have a ton of family and friends here
Right.
too.
Yeah. So it's been a year since I started making music, and we kind of eased into it by playing, you know, some local shows in LA since I live out there now, and going on tour, which I did this spring. So you kind of get used to, you know, like what you need to ask for from the sound guy or what equipment you need to bring.
Yeah. You played a killer set at the Independent.
Thank you.
Earlier
Oh, you were
this
there.
year.
Sick.
500-person venue, which is more intimate, dark, fits your vibe, fits
Yeah.
your music. Playing outdoors during the daytime has to be a little bit.
It's
of
a big
different
difference.
shift, right?
Yeah. No one ever sees me in good lighting. Yeah.
Well, what was your approach to that? Because up until recently, your identity was kind of shrouded in mystery.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't really on purpose, me hiding my face or kind of being more mysterious. I feel like it did fit the vibe, but it was more so because I wanted to focus on my music and not necessarily me being a pop star or, you know, a rock star that people are like, you know, seeing a face or like having a face connected to it. But I feel like nowadays I'm a lot more comfortable doing that just because I love interacting with my fans and my listeners. And I feel like seeing eye to eye to them in person and just even online is really important.
Who were some of the artists that informed you in terms of making music and then going down this path? Because not every 19-year-old knows who My Bloody Valentine is.
Right, yeah.
And Slow Dive and all the other.
I think I found out about shoegaze when I was around 12 or 13, and my first band that I listened to was Off Love. and I was so obsessed with them, and I used to listen to them a lot, but I didn't know they were considered shoegaze, or at least the album that I was in love with. And so I continued to listen to this music, and then I found out about Slowdive, I found out about My Bloody Valentine, and just so many other shoegaze bands that I love.
And
yeah.
it's not only shoegaze, you
Right.
love the Deftones too.
I love Deftones as well. Yeah,
Like, that
the new metal is great.
Yeah, so I'm sure a lot of that is infused in a mixture of everything that you do.
Right, exactly.
What is informing you now, and how do you see the trajectory changing?
I think that my EP was a good start to, laying a foundation and how I want my music to sound. But I know that in the future, I definitely want to get more experimental with it. I want to try new things. I want to, push my abilities, at least of what I know right now that I could do with my music, just because I feel like a lot of modern shoegaze needs new elements because it's, so different from shoegaze from the 90s. So
Yeah.
I kind of want to make my own definition of what new gaze is.
Yeah. Did you delve into the 90s shoegaze?
I've tried, yeah. But it's definitely hard for me to replicate just because it's not, exactly my style, and it isn't something that I want to force.
Yeah. I love it. That
Thank
means
you.
that you're going to be introducing some type of choreo, like the Apple dance or something to shoegaze.
That'd be really cool, yeah. But I mean, right now I'm working on an album, and I'm just trying to incorporate more elements of pop or electronic music into my music. So,
Really?
yeah.
Wow.
So, just
What
trying
type
stuff
of
out.
vibe of pop?
Oh, I would say like a lot of K-pop elements, but into shoegaze, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you said electronic as well, so that
Electronic,
kind
yeah.
of is understood.
Right.
9 Inch Nails and so many other electronic acts
Yeah,
are quite
exactly.
dark, so that
Yeah.
kind of vibes. What about your vocals?
My vocals will always be the same. I feel like that's what differentiates me from other artists as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
The ethereal, kind of eerie, soft vocals that I have. Yeah.
So rad. I'm so
Yeah.
happy for you.
Thank
and
you
I'm
so much.
stoked because I'm from the Bay, and we love it when hometown talent gets the notoriety and the exposure that they do. Best of luck with everything.
Thank you so much.
So great to meet you.
It was so great to meet you too. Thank you.
Indeed. It is Wisp at Outside Lands with B-Sides.